This is February 5th, 2017. We're back down in Bill's. We're going to try to hit a spot that I test panned about a month ago. I cleared some of the overburden off before I even got anything set up. Got the water dialed in the box. Everything's looking good. We'll give it a whirl. I want to apologize to all my subscribers for not having a video up in the last, well, it's been a couple weeks since I posted one. Last weekend I was sick and didn't get out of bed all weekend. So, feeling better. Let's see if we can find a little flash in our pan today. Kind of make it even better. Alright, I'll get back with you. Well, I've been digging about 35-40 minutes, and I wanted to show all the different colorations of layers in here. You got fine packed sand. You get down into here, you start mixing with some clay. The clay is solid down to here, and then you got a real rusty packed sand, some little fine gravels in this layer, another layer of clay, and then real rusty gravel and sand underneath. I'm discarding everything from the bottom of the main clay layer up, running what's in between, and scrubbing this layer of clay and running everything down. I'm not real worried about going down deep. I'm working on building an 1.5 inch dredge nozzle, a little bit bigger than that 1.25 inch I got. I want to get in here and really dredge this out because I'm hitting some rocks in here that I haven't found the edges of yet. So far so good, but there's so much sand mixed in with the gravel that I'm kind of just taking a shovelful you can see all the rust color in there. I'm just taking my shovel and sticking it in here and letting the spray bar spray over it. That way it slowly washes and goes through the box so I don't load it up. If I just shovel it in there, it'll just build up full of sand. There is some decent sized cobble in there. But I've already found some pretty big pieces of metal wire and everything else. The only thing I can think of is because the current cuts this direction, and it's the first part of this inside bend. Only thing I can think of is you got the clay layer there, and over the years the gold and the black sands just pushed up against that side and got up underneath that clay. Because when I tested this out about a month ago, I found a lot of pepper pieces just in a half a 5-gallon bucket. So, and I've already been told this section just upstream of it, this isn't a washout. A group from West Virginia had come in here with a backhoe and had all the overburden taken off the top. And they done really good down in here. I did a little test panning around in there, and they pretty well cleaned this spot out. I was finding a little flood gold here and there. Up there, that clump of brush up there. From there to here. But it's looking like there's still plenty in this side. The actual bank, I don't know if you see the little ridge up there, the actual bank is at the bottom of that. The creek has worked its way this way over the years. That's the reason we're able to dig into this side. And it's all creek bed up underneath all that overburden. So I'm going to do a cleanup here soon. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Getting a lot of black sand pushing up in behind the riffles. I'm debating on just taking out the upper mat, testing it, see what all I'm getting, or doing a full cleanup. But the box is just loaded with black sand. Normally 90% of the gold I found's always been up on that gold stop matting. I'll get back with you. Well, I've been here a couple hours now. I did a little partial cleanup after an hour of the upper mat, and I was just messing around kind of up in that clay. All I was finding was some really small specks. So I decided to go ahead and go down with it. And I am finding some really good looking material down in there. I went back about 18 inches and I'm down probably about 15, and I'm pulling up some really big pieces of jagged bedrock out of there. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe the bedrock's relatively close there. Besides the bedrock, let's see if I didn't lose it. Some jagged pieces of quartz. So it's hard to tell what we have. I've actually ran out of gas, so I'm going to go ahead and clean the whole box out this time and then run until close to noon, and I'll do one last full cleanup and we'll see what we have total. If anybody's wondering, my hopper on this box isn't a store-bought hopper. I made this. That is actually a Conair weigh bin. I work at a plastics plant. It would sit on scales, and it has a air cylinder and a flap underneath it. All the different plastic and collar, this and that, gets added in here, and once it hits a certain weight, the flap opens up and lets everything out. But when the corners blow out and they start getting stress cracks and stuff in it, like right here's a big long stress crack, they don't repair them where I work, so I get them. I don't mind putting self-tapping screws in the corner. It makes a great hopper, and I've actually got Bill pretty well stocked up on them. But well, I'm going to do a cleanup and see how things are looking. And at the end of this video, all the videos I've made down here, I've never put Bill's contact number. What's on the sign isn't correct anymore. This is a pay to dig. These claims are. This claim here is actually at Bill's house. This one is open all year round. The other three he leases and is open from March to November. When all four claims are open, there's relatively around 1 mile, maybe a little more, of creek that can be prospected. All prices vary depending on what equipment you want to run. You have to contact Bill Hallam. He's a really nice guy. I'll leave the number at the end of the video. Thanks. If anybody's wondering, I'm just running a Harbor Freight 37 gallon a minute 1-inch clear water pump. I like it because it's kind of lightweight, easy to pack into the creek. It's one of the reasons I don't want to go above an 1.5 inch dredge nozzle. I'm afraid that I'm not going to get enough suction off of it. Something nice to throw in the rock tumbler when I get home. I'm only running about half throttle on the pump. Oh. Thought I had most of the big rock out of the hole. I'm gonna probably run for about another hour, then go home, spend some time with the family, get ready for Prospector's Radio tonight, which I'm really glad that Tim Grimes is on his way to a full recovery from having his stents put in. Ice water. Which I'm looking forward to catching up with all of them when they come down here this summer. Hopefully they come down this summer. I'm not a member of any of the clubs, so I gotta wait for them to come down here. It'd be nice to find a place a little closer to the house to do a little prospecting throughout the week if I get a chance. But the first gold I ever found was right outside of Asheville, right there in Pickaway County. Wasn't nothing big, but I did find a spot that had quite a bit of little flood gold in it. Just running a slew spot, so there wasn't nothing to find, 50 little crawlers in a few hours' time. Well, I've pretty well got everything packed up. Moved a lot of material today. course, the roof kept caving in. I kept having to take it out. There's some pretty large rocks running across the front of this. I just kept digging out in behind it. Material was real rusty all the way down through. Looked really good. I done really well today. A lot of micros, decent chunky pieces in there. Not bad for about 3 hours of digging.